cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny. I am your host. I'm here with my co-host, Caleb.
Hello, everybody.
And, of course, before we get too far in, we want to handle all of the essentials. So let's take just a moment to thank all of our patrons. A huge thank you to Cam Yang, Austin Johnson, Kane Martin, Gay Guardian Support, HGH Cyber, Josh Rosen, Marshawn Jones, Zyphorus, Eat the Feet, Zephyrus, AD, Anthony Lila, Blackwing Floodgate Armor Master, Dank Nugs, Earth Machine Best Deck, I am McLincoln. I'm sorry, Caleb, but we tortured Sunny with our names so much I thought it was only fair if we included you. Mountain Man, Oatmeal Spaghetti, Owen Alvarado, Pig, Rudolph, Sprite, Farter. Tier Limit, Sprite, wake up, bro, we gotta leave for Edison. The Hoover Dam is a floodgate. Tin Dangle D's nuts, haha, got him, you thought you were safe. Unbanned number, you good?
You thought that you were safe?
Unbanned number 95, Konami. Understanding and reading are two different things. Virtually Saviors World, Zingas Khan, Aaron Gardner, Asami. Damn, now that's a floodgate. Demolition Beaver, the Floodgate Destroyer, Dragon Maidenless Behavior, Jerry Beans, man, Nordic Best Deck, Old Man Red, Pin Code 143, Praise be to Mystic Mine, our Lord and Savior, Ray Powell, Shockmaster did nothing wrong, Slaking it up, and wait, what? There's no way I can legally say that. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the podcast, and of course, before we get too much farther, we want to take a little bit of time to thank a couple of sponsors. So, a huge thank you to Dragon Shield for sponsoring the podcast. Dragon Shield is, of course, one of the largest TCG accessory manufacturers in the world. You can get all kinds of awesome, well-done sleeves in different colors from them. And if you are interested in that, or even custom sleeves or playmats, you can find all of that on their website. And there is an affiliate link in the description down below. So if you click it before you shop, it helps us out a ton. Also, be sure to check out our TCG Player affiliate link. Just click it before you shop. No extra cost to you. Helps us out. And of course, check out Milennium Threads. You can follow their link in the description down below to go ahead and help out a small creator that is doing a ton of great work to put products out there for the community. So, with all of that said, let's go ahead and get on into today's episode. So, we've got a couple of cards that we need to cover. And then I believe that we also have some regional report. Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, let's call it. We can call it that.
Sure. So let's go ahead and talk about our new cards. Why don't you start us off here?
Oh, yes. First off, we have a new trap card that is going to be in the Dark World Structure deck. Dark World Punishment. What is that called? It's a subtitle. You can never escape the reach of the lost Lords of the Dark World. So Dark World Punishment. Counter trap card. You can only use the first, second effect of this card's name once per turn. 1. When a monster or monsters would be normal summon or special summon, negate the summon. If you do, destroy the monsters. Then discard a fiend monster as effect. 2. If a Dark World monster or monsters you control will be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can banish the card from your graveyard instead.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Keep in mind, that is plural. If your opponent dark holes you or regekis you,
got him.
One banish protects your whole field.
True.
Well, it protects all your Dark Worlds. You're sitting there with a Toad and a Grapha. Sorry, bro, you're losing your Toad.
Right.
You can protect the Grapha, though.
It's interesting that it negates the summon itself, too. So it's like kind of like Solemn Judgment, where let's say your opponent just normal summons Stratos, right? If you bottomless trap hole, the Stratos still gets its effect. But if you do this, it doesn't. Correct,
because it was never it was not properly summoned.
Right.
There's actually a lot of cards that would really mess up. Morensis Blue Tang doesn't get it summoned. You don't get the opportunity
to chain block.
You also don't get the opportunity to activate stuff like Mo-Yi.
I was just about to say, it's interesting that if you do that, for example, like you said, if I normal summon Mo-Yi, activate effect, reveal, summon a token, and then synchro in a Chi-Shao, and you respond by hitting Chi-Shao with that counter trap, then Chi-Shao, not only does Chi-Shao not get summoned properly, so it cannot get its effect to search, but also Mo-Yi was not used for a synchro summon because the summon wasn't successful, so Mo-Yi also doesn't get a draw, I don't believe.
I don't think that's how that works.
I could be wrong.
Because it was successfully sent to the graveyard as synchro material.
That was my belief too. I'm almost positive that got ruled against me at a case tournament last weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
With what? Solemn. Wait, did you get Solemn Warning?
It might have been Strike.
I thought Solemn Strike. No, I guess Solemn Strike does work on special summons.
It does. Special summons or monster effects.
Yeah.
I don't remember quite what it was, but the summon itself got negated, and so I didn't get my Moe effect.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's what the judge said. That's what the way the judge ruled it.
Right. That actually went up higher than them even. It got ruled again higher up like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you can even stop them from getting that far. Like, they reveal the long wand in hand as special. You can hit them with that.
Nope, you can't.
Really?
It negates the summon, not an effect that activates to summon.
Ooh, that's a good point.
So long yawn is an activated effect.
That is fair. But like I said, it would stop those on normal summon effects.
Yes.
So, pretty good. It's pretty good, I think, anyway. Particularly because this is searchable in Dark World.
Yes, it's very good.
Yeah, so.
Next we have Diabolica Dragon Fiend Commander.
Now, this is a card that we've already talked about before, but now we actually have the effect.
Yes, so this is a V-Jump promo card, and it should be coming out fairly soon. So, Diabolica Dragon Fiend Commander. Dark Fiend effect monster, level 8, 2300 attack, 0 defense. You can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn, and only once that turn. 1. If a fiend monster or monsters other than Diabolica is sent to your graveyard by card effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when they were sent, or hand even if not, but banish it when it leaves the field. 2. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one fiend monster in your graveyard except Diabolica Dragon Fiend Commander, add it to your hand.
Bro.
It feels really, really good.
Especially because you can, like, pitch this dude, or mill him or whatever, get him in the graveyard, and then when you pitch something else, he just special summons himself, and then he's just material for you to use to make the Grapha Fusion.
Or a rank 8.
Yes, or rank 8.
Or a rank 2 or 3 or 4, but yeah.
Yeah. But then when it gets, it has to be sent to the graveyard by card effects. So you probably for its second effect, so you're probably better off using it.
Well, you just said it gets sent to the graveyard, and then you summon it back.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time it gets sent to the graveyard.
But no, I'm saying it's for its second effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can only use one of its effects per turn anyway.
Yeah, which is kind of lame. But to be fair, with I think Dark World's whole shtick is just going to be to keep their opponent, is going to be set up a board to keep their opponent from playing, and then finish them off next turn. So then you can use
that's just called Yu-Gi-Oh these days.
Yeah, so you could just use their first effect. You can use the second effect during your first turn to extend out, and then use the first effect to special summon itself during your next turn to go win for game.
Right. That's it. That's all the new cards we have. This has not been a crazy new card time, but this is the slow part of the year.
Yeah, to be fair, we literally just had a set release as of this episode releasing, like, this past weekend.
Right. We just had Power of the Elements. We're about to have Tactical Masters, and I don't think there's anything crazy or new releasing in that set. But other than those two things, I just think that...
Yeah, I think we're done up until, like, October.
Until all the reprint sets?
Yeah, not like October, November.
Right, all the Megatins and... What's that other set that they're doing? Mama?
Yeah, which is
Magical Maidens or something like that?
Yeah, which is Christmas this year. It's a Sky Striker, like, collection box over in Japan. We're getting it over here with sleeves and stuff. It's cool. It's a cool box.
Does it come with sleeves?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize the American version was going to come with sleeves.
That's what I remember it saying on the product page.
Oh, cool. All right, so you want to talk about our regional?
Yes.
Okay, so listen, I have a little bit of a monologue that I'm going to do, and I want you to kind of bear with me on this because I have an entire spiel about this weekend. And this is quite a story, so let's just start from the beginning. So I was born early, like mid-90s.
Come on, fast forward. We ain't got all night.
Okay, so I loved her, but at the end of my life...
That's way too far.
You said fast forward.
Not that far, Jesus.
Okay, so bring it back a little.
Yeah, bring it back to what's pertinent to the story you were trying to tell, please.
So I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh when I was little.
Come on.
Okay, so Friday,
That's better.
4 years ago.
God damn it, no.
All right, this past Friday,
Better.
I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm at work at 5:30 in the morning.
I've done that job.
It sucks.
Yes, it does.
So I'm at work at 5:30 in the morning. I go out there and I bust my tail to get off as early as physically possible. I got off at 3 o'clock. Unheard of at my job. So I get off work. I come home, shower, cleaned up, changed, pick up Caleb, pick up Austin. We're on the road. We leave my house around 6:30-ish, 7 o'clock, something like that.
It's closer to 6.
6:30.
It felt like.
Right. So we leave my house 6:30. We come into Dallas around, I don't know,
10, 11.
9:30, 10 o'clock, yeah. And then I realized something. Dallas is still an hour before Fort Worth, where we're going. So we get to Dallas. I'm like, oh, sweet, we're almost there. Look down at my GPS. We still have an hour. Just end me, please. So we go up, we go through Dallas, all the way to Fort Worth. We get there. We see a friend up there. And what do we do? We're going to go eat some In-N-Out. I've never had In-N-Out. In-N-Out sounds good.
They closed this time of night.
No, they're not closed. We realized that Topgolf is there.
Oh.
That's what it was. And I love Topgolf. Speaking of, we decided to go to Topgolf. Meet up with our friend there who lives in that area. Caleb, that was your first time at Topgolf. How was it?
I thought the food was really, really good.
You're the first person to ever say that.
I don't know if I was just hungry or I just really like hamburgers. I don't know what
It was a pretty solid hamburger, to be fair. So,
really good tater tots too.
the tater tots were surprisingly really good. I remember that.
Yeah, no, because like
I didn't even know they did tater tots there.
yeah, because the dude asked if you wanted tater tots, and you just kind of looked at him and was like, "I'll have fries."
Right. I was like, yeah, I'll swap with Caleb. I'll have one or two of his tots. He'll have a few of my fries.
Yeah,
My fries were fine.
Fries were mid. Tater tots were bombing though.
Usually the food at that restaurant is mid in general.
That's not why you go to Topgolf.
No, it's not. What do you think about the golf portion? Because you don't play sports.
The ball went.
Did you have fun though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of clubbing stuff.
Listen, you were sending it a lot farther than some people. If you look up and down that little range, people are nervous about going, but it's like if you look up and down, there's people that can't put it 3 feet out the box.
Oh yeah, no, I got it almost all the way. No, I got one that actually went all the way out to the sand pit.
Yeah, the sandbar. Sand trap.
It rolled into it, but I made it.
Which is normally a bad thing, but we'll take those.
Cause like at Topgolf, you really don't care about the points. It's just let's see how far I can hit this ball.
Pretty much.
I can do that sport wise.
Yeah, pretty much. So we go to Topgolf. We enjoyed ourselves. We leave there. We're going to our Airbnb, which is not that far from Topgolf, right? Here's what we didn't know when we booked the Airbnb. Our Airbnb in Fort Worth is on top of and surrounded by, because we're on the 3rd floor, the 1st floor of our building, as well as many buildings around us, are all nightclubs.
And various restaurants. There was a couple of restaurants.
Yeah, there was like a movie tavern, for those that know what that is.
1 or 2
It was
bars.
nice.
But 90% of it was nightclubs.
Yeah. It was less nightclubs and more bars, but they were like open and they had like the rave lights going and the
The bars had decided to convert themselves, at least for this night,
into clubs.
into nightclubs.
And it was loud. And there was people everywhere. It was a nightmare. And I was driving and we missed the turn for our parking garage. And I say, it's okay.
We'll just go around the block.
I'll make the block. How long do you think that block took? I'll give you a moment. You, the listener, think to yourself, how long does it take somebody to go around the block?
Go around 8.
A minute?
And keep in mind, there were maybe 3 other cars that we encountered.
Right. Took us nearly 30 minutes to go around the block.
Yeah, not because of car traffic. So like I said, there was only like 3 cars.
Well, we were in a line with like a couple of people who looked like they were also trying to do what we were doing. But oh my goodness.
But all the foot traffic.
Yeah, just people walking around. People going to get tattoos at midnight in the tattoo parlor by the clubs.
Listen. People would walk out of a bar, walk just straight across the street, not bother.
Not looking, nothing.
Just go. Not even bother looking for stoplights or...
At one point, people stopped directly in front of my car, mid-traffic, to take a selfie. The lack of spatial awareness is astounding in that situation. So, we get around the block, half an hour later, we get to our parking garage. We get into the parking garage. By the way, to that poor security guard. They are just, she was just standing there looking miserable, just pressing the button for people. That's all she was doing, was pressing the button for people, letting people in and out. Charging absorbent amounts of parking. Thank goodness our parking got validated. So, most thankless job in the world, easily. So we go in, we get into the Airbnb, we get everything settled. It is about 12:15 by the time we actually get up there and get all our stuff in.
And
we're all exhausted.
Yeah, the thing is, I was thinking, like, as we were walking to, like, the elevator to go up to the 3rd floor, I was thinking, oh, and the music just...
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, this is going to suck. We get in the elevator, and it's just very quiet. By the time we get up to the 3rd floor, I can barely hear it.
And then the elevator doors open, and there's a shaft, like an air shaft, because there's no AC in the hallway for this building, which is very counterintuitive. And there's a big shaft, and when you walk past the shaft, all you hear is...
Yeah, it's echoing through the air shaft.
Unreal.
It, like, you would walk up to it, and you just go...
As you walk away, yeah.
That
It was
Doppler
weird.
effect. It was
weird. But when you walked into the room, it was like fine, I guess. They had a door that you could open that was like, it's like where there was supposed to be a patio, but there wasn't actually a patio.
Yeah, you open up and it's just bar.
Yeah, there's just like a railing going across. Some minimalist stuff. It was weird. Anyway, so we're there. We can hear faintly in the background.
Very faintly. I was surprised.
I could hear it pretty clear, but you know, that's just me. I felt like I could hear it clear. Maybe I might be over remembering it because it felt exaggerated. If like, you know, I look back on it, I feel like I'm exaggerating it in my head, but I feel like I could definitely hear it pretty clearly. All I know is when I laid down that night, I could hear it, but neither here nor there, because you and Austin, you crackheads, get into the room, and what's the first thing you do? I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. I'm in there for a couple minutes. I come out. What are they doing? They're changing their sleeves, getting ready to start play testing at 12:30 at night. We have a tournament in like, we have to be up and at the venue in like 7.5 hours. They are starting their play testing. Oh,
our friend
and me.
Our friend Austin is playing Striker. I am playing Marincess.
Yeah, there's no reasonable expectation of finishing these games at a good pace. Like,
we finish in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I went to bed.
Yes.
So I go to bed. I don't fall asleep. I'm like crawling into bed at like almost 1:30. And I hear in the bedroom, maybe the windows were like a little bit thinner or something. I don't know. Because I could hear it clear in the bedroom. I was like, pts, pts. And the worst part was that because we were in Texas, everyone was driving these big lifted up trucks. Yeah. And because it's stop and go traffic, they were constantly hitting their accelerators. So you'd be like laying there and all of a sudden you're...
And that's down the street, not right outside, down the street.
Yeah. It was infuriating.
It's excessive.
Just unreal.
I like to call... those trucks... Those kinds of trucks.
The compensators, we know.
Yeah, from
great
game series.
Yeah. So we're gonna we're going to sleep, right? Or I'm trying to go to sleep. I have my AirPod Pros, noise cancellation. I throw my AirPod Pros in. I'm canceling all that noise. I'm feeling good. Throw my 21 Pilots because I'm just like a basic white guy, and I enjoy 21 Pilots probably more than I should. So I put on my music, and I go to sleep, and I'm out. I'm so tired. Keep in mind, at this point, this is Friday night into Saturday morning. In the last week and some change, I have not gotten more than like 6.5 hours of sleep for like over a week now.
Work's been rough.
Yeah. Also, I've been staying up late, like either recording or playtesting, trying to get ready for this regional.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to sleep, and about 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm sorry to out you like this, Caleb.
Nah, that's cool.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, my AirPod comes out. And you might think, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. The nightclubs are dead. They're closed.
They in fact are.
Yeah, they're closed. What's the issue at 4 o'clock in the morning? The issue is,
The chainsaw.
in the next bed over, somebody started up a chainsaw. That would be Caleb. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. So I'm like groggily trying. Yeah. Laugh it up, Cupcake. I'm groggily trying to find my other AirPod at like 4 a.m. I'm like, I need the noise cancellation back. I need it. Well, it felt like an hour. It was probably less than a minute and a half. And I find it like somehow, for some reason, it's like by my knee. I don't know how that happened. Because I know I didn't lay there with it out of my ear for like 20 minutes for it to work its way down there. Because I would have woken up and died. But no, it was by my knee somehow. So I finally find it. I get it in my ear. Back. I'm asleep. Okay. Thank God. I wake up on my own. My alarm is set for 7:35. When do I wake up?
7.
7. Because apparently my brain is like, you know how like nightclubs have that room at the top that overlooks everything where the boss sits, and he's always doing like just like a boatload of cocaine because it's a nightclub in the 80s. That's my brain overlooking my body because I just can't sleep. I don't sleep apparently, right? So I wake up at 7. I'm running on like 5.5 hours of sleep. I get up. I'm up. I'm done. I'm up. I get out of the bed, splash my face, psh, big spray of water. I'm not cleaning it up. I'm in an Airbnb. I'm not at home. I'm like in an Olay commercial, like psh, water everywhere. Looks great. It's slow-mo camera was like taking shots of me. It was great. So I do my little psh, water spray, brush my teeth, put my contacts in.
Wonderful sound effects, by the way.
Thank you. I am a walking onomatopoeia. I get up to meet the day. Out and about, we're up, we're going, we're moving, showers, deodorant, the thing that lets me stand out at Yu-Gi-Oh events, I put on deodorant. So I put on my deodorant, we go to the venue. Or we were going to go to the venue. Instead, I remember that I forgot my mask at home, so I need to go get a mask. So I go to Target, because mask at Target, I wanted a cloth mask, so obviously my ears don't hurt all day. So paper masks at the venue are $10. Cloth masks at Target paper masks were $8. Cloth masks at Target were $10.
For a pack of like 4.
May as well go to Target.
Yeah. But that reason, the ears not hurt is the exact reason why I had that very specific N95 mask, because it wraps around the back of your head.
Oh, okay.
And as one person on Twitter quite humorously put it, I look like I'm ready to go paint a basement.
True!
My ears were unscathed.
Correct. So, we go to Target. We find the mask. We leave Target. We get to the venue at 8:15 for a 10 o'clock regional. The venue already has a line from the entrance. Okay, the line goes from the stage to the back wall of the venue, across to the front door, or like the front door to that room.
Yeah.
And then into the hallway, and from the hallway all the way back to the escalators by where you came in from the underground parking garage.
Yeah.
This line probably stretched around 100 yards long. And so we get all our paperwork done. We get everything turned in, wait in line, just go all the way through the long line, pay. For some reason, it was cash only. which is just so inconvenient, by the way. How
Very much
stupid. So we pay for entry and we get entered. I pull obviously nothing from my entry packs. And we go through the day.
Oh, the funniest thing happened was Sonny looked at one of his packs, and I walked over and I waved my hand over and went, "Wololo, hello," from like Age of Empires 1 Priest.
Sure, yeah.
What did you pull?
An ultra rare Garura.
Yep. So then I was like, haha, that's funny. Did it over one of Austin's packs. What did he pull? I don't remember what card it was, but it was another Ultra.
I think it was one of the Kaleido Heart or the.
It was the Tier Element Ultra.
I think so. Yeah.
And then
No. It was a Sprite card because it was one of the ones he was missing. It was an elf.
yeah, it was Sprite Elf. So then our buddy Dylan bought a box of Power of the Elements.
Sure.
We're selling them there. And so I was
Much
like,
later in the day.
yeah, I was like, hey man, can I open one? He was like, sure, hand me one. And I go, wololo, over
Of
the
course.
card. And Sonny looks at me and goes, that pack's gonna have an Ultra. And Dylan's like, what do you mean? He just wololoed the pack. It's gonna have an Ultra. I ripped that sucker open, Ultra.
Of course.
3 times in a row, baby!
It was honestly crazy. So, we play the tournament all day, which you're going to hear about here in a minute. This is not about the tournament. This is about the trip.
Yeah.
So, we play the tournament, and after the tournament, it's late.
We're hungry.
Yeah. So, I
spent $3 on a bag of chips.
Yeah, so I offload some cards that I don't want. I get some cards that I want.
Same.
Right, working with some vendors.
I get some cards that you're trying to get off of me now.
Shut up. If anybody has Super Rivalry, send them to me just so that Caleb doesn't have to have the only copies. So, keep in mind, for breakfast this morning, somebody that we know was kind enough to bring us some fruit kolaches, which were
Really good.
they're fine. I don't want to be ungrateful. They were. I was very thankful to have them, very much so. They were solid. They were solid. They did what they needed to do. They got me. They got me good. I probably just needed a microwave. Like, if we're being honest here.
Yeah, no, I think it would have been a lot better, like, warmed up.
Yeah. That was where I made my mistake. I should have microwaved them. So,
Pull out that battery-operated microwave out of your back pocket.
well, I should have was gone to the concession stand, which I did right after, and I got a giant breakfast burrito, and I ate that. This was at 9:30ish.
It's about that time. Yeah, after round 3 is when I went and bought the bag of chips for like $3.
Okay, so we do it I was like a $10 breakfast burrito. Buy the burrito, 9:30. Play a round or two. Go buy a bottle of water, 10:30. Proceed to not eat or drink anything the rest of the day because I'm too hyped up playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Listen. I didn't have time between my
Neither.
rounds because all my rounds were like either about to go into time or going into time.
Well, I had rounds ending in 7 minutes or 11 minutes, but I was so hyped up because of a round ending that quick that I didn't think about it. I was so focused on Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't even think about food.
To be fair, you were playing Sword Soul. Everybody already knows what all those cards do.
That's true.
I was playing Marinsa, so people had to stop like game 1 and go, I'm sorry, I gotta read what this does.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's good. And then like I play another card. Oh my god, another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the tournament ends, and we're ready to go home. Keeping in mind, it's like a 4.5 to 5 hour drive home.
We're hungry.
With no stops. We go and we stop and we eat barbecue. I am so hungry at this point. I order half the menu.
Literally.
I literally ordered like $50 worth of food. And I ordered, they have this thing called adult mac and cheese. So
really,
good.
Really good.
Like this super creamy mac and cheese with like
shredded chicken on top.
Yeah, like shredded smoked chicken on top. They had these smoked chicken wings. Oh, so good. Best chicken wings I've ever had. I swear.
So tender.
So good.
I got a spicy beef sandwich. It was brisket in a hoagie bun.
Yeah, and I got like a traditional beef sandwich also.
Yeah. With cheese sauce and jalapenos.
Oh, man. Dude, it was some of the best barbecue I've ever had. Don't like the deviled eggs. Deviled eggs were very bad for some reason.
They're classic deviled eggs. They used way too much lemon pepper. because when I bit into it, that's all I could taste was lemon pepper.
Honestly, I really think that they accidentally used a rotten egg. It was that bad.
It's very possible. And then I actually got their bacon and I think it was bacon and like a little bit of a little bit of their in-house made buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, dude. That food was so good. So I obviously can't eat it all. Put it in a to-go plate. Bring it home with me. We're driving on the way home, going through town. And keep in mind, again, Fort Worth is an hour through Dallas. So you have to drive to get out. You leave Fort Worth, and you have to drive through Dallas traffic going, through interchanges and this, that, and the other, following your GPS, hoping you never miss a turn for an hour before you can just get out of the city. So it's an hour just to get on the other side of the city. We got to go down I-30 onto Highway 80 over onto I-20, follow I-20 for 250 miles or something. It was insanity.
The whole time, both ways, I'm sitting there playing Digimon Survive in the back seat.
Right. So I tell Austin, who's riding shotgun early, I'm like, dog, I'm running on very little sleep.
You running on fumes.
Yeah. I have gotten, like, I've just gotten so up and down today so much. The highs have been so high, the lows have been so low. It's been an incredible day. I'm just worn.
You're physically, emotionally,
and mentally drained.
Mentally and very possibly even spiritually exhausted at this
point. So I'm tired. We stop at a Love's gas station. I top my tank off. I get an energy drink. I crank the entire NOS. And just a whole NOS energy drink down the drain. And we get like 5 miles. And I'm like, Austin, it didn't do it. I need to sleep. And we pull over. He hops in the driver's seat. He's been sleeping most of this way just because he knows it's coming. He hops in the driver's seat and he starts driving. This is around midnight, 12:15. I conk out. I wake up like 30 minutes from our town. And I'm awake the rest of the way. We drop Caleb off, drop Austin off. I drive the rest of the way home by myself. 10 minutes, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. And I get home. I get everything situated, take my contacts out, get everything in the house. And I go and I lay down in bed. I literally just got to chill thinking about it. Literally just now, I got to chill thinking about it. So I lay down in bed. I'm all comfy. 2:30 in the morning. And normally, I wake up about 8:30. Because I got to cut grass, got to go to the grocery store, got stuff I got to do. I wake up at noon. I get up, I walk straight to the kitchen, grab my plate of leftover barbecue, eat everything that's left, which is a lot of food.
It really
Keep in mind, this is not a small amount this is an enormous amount of food. Because I ate almost none of it the day before. I ate like a quarter of my mac and cheese. I ate like 2 wings.
I ate one of your wings.
Yeah, and I ate half of my sandwich. And then I put it all in the thing. The to-go plate was so heavy that it was popping open. It was full. I ate the entire rest of it. I was so hungry for some reason.
Because you missed breakfast.
Well, I think it's because I missed lunch the day before and then ate very, very little for dinner. Because if I go the whole day without eating, I can't stuff myself. Yeah. I have to eat just a little bit.
You missed breakfast.
Right. So I missed 2 out of the last 4 meals. So I devoured it. All of it. And then it takes me 10 minutes. 10, 15 tops. I go back into the bedroom and proceed to lay back down in the bed and go back to sleep. And I wake up at 2:30, 2:45 in the afternoon. I've slept roughly 12 hours off and on. Again, my brain is like the penthouse of a nightclub. It doesn't shut off. It's just nonstop. For me to sleep for 12 hours is unprecedented. But you know what? It was the best 12 hours of sleep I've ever had in my entire life. 10 out of 10. Trip was horrible. 10 out of 10. Would do it again without a doubt. Because guess what? We got the invite. Let's go.
Woo! He did. I did not.
10 out of 10. Would do again. Let's go.
Woo!
All right, so with all that said, we're going to take a short ad break, and then we'll kind of go through our round by round and then thoughts from the format. So, a huge thank you to our sponsor, ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana. ETB Games is, of course, our locals and your one-stop shop for all of your card game needs. They have singles and sealed product for all of your favorite card games like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, etc. They also have binders, deck boxes, sleeves, playmats, all those things.
Ooh, all kinds of things. Super cool people.
All of the things. And also, they have figurines, tabletop things, all of those things that you need for that. So if you're interested, please check them out. The link is in the description down below. And of course, be sure to check them out. I just said that and I said it again, but you know what I mean. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know, this is why we don't edit, because people need to hear these things.
Oh yeah. But there's also like that minor thing of a very minor thing of it makes it seem a little bit more real.
Maybe. All I know is my brain's going on loops right now because it's once again very late. I have to get up very early, and I got up very early this morning because nightclub brain.
I got to go home, edit this before in the morning before I go to bed. I got to get up early. It's a whole thing.
It's anyway.
Yeah, to our round by round.
Okay, so you want to just fly through each of our round by rounds, or do you want to go individual, or how do you want to do it?
Well, I was gonna say like we do round one, you start, then I talk about my round one, then round two, round three.
The only thing is, we're really far into the episode, and we don't necessarily have time to do that.
Well, I only have 7 rounds. I didn't go the full 9 rounds, by the way.
Okay, fair. How about you just roll through your 7 rounds, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll come back around for mine.
So my round 1 was Sword Soul. I lost in time, and it wasn't because of Long One. Surprisingly, it's because he hit over something and dealt damage. And I had a Dark Lord Nemora's board.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Next up was Numeron FTK.
OTK.
Thank you.
Dog, that I remember walking by. Okay, you tell. You can tell about that, and I'll come back to my perspective of that match.
So, I get game 1 because he successfully is able to bait all my negates and is able to resolve his field spell.
Right, Numeron Network.
Yes. But I have an Effect Veiler and an Impermanent, and I have an Effect Veiler in my hand and a set Imperm. So before the battle phase, and he's Lava Golem me, by the way. I go,
sure.
So he says, enter battle. Before your end of main, Effect Veiler targeting one of his dudes. He goes, that's cool. Enter battle. Battle is good. Slam with the negated one for, he takes 2k because he's slammed to a Lava Golem. Slam another one. Attempt to activate effect. Imperm.
Got him.
Slam again to get the double. Attack again to get over to at least out the Lava Golem.
Right.
He's taken 5,000 damage at this point.
Hilarious.
And I then proceed to just finish him off on my next turn. So then game 2 starts.
Do you mind? That takes a lot longer to happen than you might realize.
Game 2 starts.
With how much time left?
Like 7 minutes.
Right.
It's getting close. And he kind of looks at his hand and just goes pass. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I go full board.
No, I don't think he did that. I think he made you go first.
Yes, he did make me go first. I went full board again, passed. Toad, Argonaut,
etc.
etc., etc. He goes, okay, he does something, activates Regeki, Argo negate. No, he activates Dark Hole and I Argo negate. And then he does something else, activates spell. I stop that, and he's like, Regeki? Sure. And then he looks at his hand and goes, pass.
Oh no!
I then proceed to just reset up my board and kill him.
Okay. So,
from your perspective.
Okay. My round 2, I'm just going to tell you now, was a no-show. So I knew I was walking around the venue looking to see what everybody was playing, what they were playing against early. Like 10 minutes into the round because my opponent no-showed. So 10 minutes in, I was done. So I'm walking around. I walk by your table and I look down and I see you playing against Numeron. I'm like, I don't know if he knows how Numeron works. Oh no, don't lose round 2 to Numeron. So,
no, I handled it.
You did. Admirably. So as I walked by and I looked down and see Numeron, I'm like, oh, Lord. So I mingle around, make some trades, hang out with people. And Dylan gets out of his game. And we're walking around, I'm like, let's go check on Caleb. He's playing against Numeron OTK. And Dylan's like, oh, God. And we walk by, and this is the very opening hand of game 2. You're comboing, doing your thing. And we look at the clock, and we look at that guy's opening hand, and we're just like, oh, no. That dude's opening hand, you might not realize this, was Lightning Storm, Raigeki, Dark Hole, Lava Golem, Godarla, Planet Pathfinder.
No. I remember now. Yeah, because I went full board past. He summoned Planet Pathfinder. I impermed the Planet Pathfinder.
He did Dark Hole Raigeki first.
Yeah.
The Planet Pathfinder was the last thing he did.
Yeah. Because then I impermed it so he wouldn't get the field spell, and then he passed.
Yeah, it was rough.
Now he reset up. But like, it was the weirdest thing. But
that guy did everything wrong. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah. No. Like when he told me what his hand was, it was like he did everything. I was like I immediately went, yeah, I would have done it this way, and it would have been better.
Yeah.
I would have started with Raigeki, negate, cool, Dark Hole.
Not me. I would have just gone straight into Lava Golem and then normal summon Planet Pathfinder and be done with it.
Well, because I still had the back row.
Then you can Lightning Storm back row.
That's what I was saying, though. I would have Lightning Stormed the back row. Anyway, so my third round was Flow Under Ease. I did have something funny happen in that I lost a die roll again.
Sure.
I did not win a single die roll all day. And he goes, activate Pot of Duality.
Yeah.
And he starts reaching for his deck, and I go, oh, Flew Under Ease. It's good.
Yeah.
He stops, just... How did you know?
I mean, bro, you're playing Pot of Duality.
And I said, dude was shook. And I said, dude, it's the only deck of the entire meta that plays Pot of Duality. He goes, oh.
More or less, yeah.
I then proceed to beat him. We did go into game 3, but I think I shook him up so bad by just declaring what his deck was with one card. That wasn't even.
It really do be like that.
That wasn't even archetypal. It wasn't even an archetypal card. The next up was Dragon Link. It went into time, and I lost in time. Or no, I won in time, and that was a tie. And then it was Danger Grin Maju, which was weird. That was a weird game. That also went into time with a tie. Lastly, Tier Lament. Boy, was I out of my league. I had no idea what I was doing.
This is round 7?
Yeah, this is round 7. I was sitting there with 2 Ghost Ogres in my hand like, oh, I'm about to get this guy good. I'm about to hit that field spell. Gets that field spell to activate. I was like, cool. Activates another effect, and then goes Chainlink 1, field spell, Chainlink 2, another effect.
What?
I can't Ghost Ogre this. Fantastic! So we end up Ghost Ogring his Kaleido Heart, the big one.
Sure.
And after the whole game was over and he had won, I was like, hey, listen, was like me Ghost Ogring the Kaleido Heart there like a good thing? He was like, listen, first off, I don't know why you didn't just Ghost Ogre my field spell. And I said, because you chain blocked me, and explain. He's like, I didn't know I did that. That was accidental.
Tragic.
And he was like, well, it kept me from having the Kaleido Heart to go in for that extra damage.
Right.
I was like, okay, so it did something. Game 2, I sided them both out. I recognized immediately that they were worthless. So
my day started round 1. I played against Sprite, and he wasn't ready. I got smoked. Dude just... Game 1, I didn't know what was going on. Game 2, he had a better hand than me. So.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It really do.
Yeah, and then round 2 was...
a no-show.
Yeah, it was your no-show.
Round 3, I played against Tier Element. So this was Despia Tier Element.
Mm-hmm.
He bricked both games, and I 2-0'd him in 7 minutes.
Rough.
Yeah. Round 4, I played against Water.
Okay.
Now, when I say Water...
You don't mean Shark. You don't mean Marincess. You mean Umi Control.
Nope.
No? That wasn't Umi Control?
Nope. We're getting there.
Okay.
I didn't play against that deck, but that deck was real. It was there. It was like Deep Sea plus Atlantean plus Mermail plus Moulin Glacia hand rip.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. It ripped like 2 to 3 cards from my hand before I could think twice. But game 1, I built up a board that they just couldn't handle. And they scoop when I didn't know what they were playing. Game 2, they put up a board of a couple of monsters here and there, ripped 3 cards out of my hand, and then managed to have a Kyoto Waterfront with 5 counters and a Gamciel on board.
Yeah, for the 2 Gamma negates.
Yeah, I didn't know that Gamciel was a negate.
Because normally when people have Gamma on board, there's no tokens.
Right.
Not tokens. There's no counters.
Yeah, it's crazy. Actual craziness.
Yeah, no, all the kaijus have really good secondary effects.
Yeah, and I barely got that dude in game 3. Barely. All right. Next, I played against Sprite again. This one had kind of an awkward moment. My opponent, I noticed he tried to summon Sprite Jet while he had a Link 2 on field. And Sprite Jet can only summon if you have a level or rank 2 on board.
Yeah, not a Link 2.
Yeah, so he went to summon Sprite Jet, and I said, you can't do that. Chalk it up 100% to the cards being new. I don't think there was any malicious intent at all. He was a very nice person. But after that, I noticed I think he maybe got a little tilted, and he said, oh, it's okay, I'll just do this. He activated Sprite Starter. He did it in an imperm column, and it cost him the game, which that was game 2. We went into game 3, and essentially we went into time, and I was ahead in life, which
rough.
Yeah, it was a rough match, but I'm happy the guy ended up finishing. He did very well. I'm happy for him because he was very nice about it. So, he actually ended up doing better than I did at the end of the day. So I'm happy for him. Next we have Sprite. I 2-0'd Sprite. Honestly, if you want to be real, this time,
you kind of knew what you were doing.
No, I just straight up had called by both games.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I had called by right when I needed it. Game 1, did everything I needed to perfectly. Game 2, he goes full Sprite board. He's got Toad, Elf, and another one, maybe Gigantic Sprite on board. And I go Special Vishuda, activate Vishuda, or Special Vishuda, Link 1, activate Vishuda, target Elf. Elf goes back to the extra deck. I activate something, he Toad negates, I chain call by, and I just combo and I win that turn.
It's rough.
Yeah. Next was Tier Element. Honestly, this was the first time I saw this deck actually go off, and I just got slammed. I had no idea what that deck was doing. Next, I played against another Tier Element. This one had some weird moments. So it's round 8. We're on table 14-ish, I guess. And I go into the game with a little bit more knowledge, but I still don't know the most about Tier Elements. I end up losing mainly because I got game 1, but game 2, I ended up actually missing the match where I could have tagged out my Baron into a Tyog on full combo and won the game immediately.
Oof.
But I missed it, and he got game 2, and then eventually he got game 3 as well. So that's on me missing lethal. But it'd be like that. That's fine. Round 9, I played against Zombie Punk. I 2-0'd Zombie Punk in a few minutes. He was a very nice opponent. And he ended up, I think he just missed out on top, unfortunately. But I ended up finishing my day 6-3. Good enough for 35th place out of, I believe, 341 players.
Oh.
Which got me my invite, because top 48 got their invites.
Heck yeah. I just realized I accidentally skipped game 5.
Round 5?
Yeah. Which was versus Punk. I don't know if it was pure Punk or not. So,
but all you saw was Punk cards.
Yeah. I just hand trapped the living snot out of him game 1, so he ended up just making Time Thief Redoer and passing. So I draw for turn. I'm like, okay, cool. He doesn't know what I'm playing. He activates Time Thief Redoer, steals a Pascal's off the top of my deck and goes, Marincess, cool.
Oh, man.
I was like, great. So now I don't have that as an option should I need it to just
scoop
and go to game 2 without him knowing I'm playing.
Honestly, if Redoer's up, I think you just need to sit there and draw phase and think in draw phase.
Yeah. Which I did. I was like, I think I can make this work.
Right.
I made it work and 2-0'd him real quick.
Yeah.
Which actually, fun fact, against the Flu player, he went full board because I opened no hand traps. I was staring at my hand and went, let's just go to game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, game 2 against the Punk player, though, I go first. Oh, no, he goes first. Sets up full board again. Attempts to set up full board. He, activates the one where you can pitch it, and then special one on your deck.
That might be Boxy Tune.
Yeah. He activates that one. I gamma it. He ashes. I'm like, cool. Special summons out another one. Activates its on-field effect. I gamma it.
Right.
And he goes, isn't gamma once per turn? I was like, no, sir, it's not. And I hand him the gamma for him to read it.
Rip.
And he reads it and goes, oh, no.
Oh, no. Wait. So you gammed him, and then he did something with driver, and then you gammed him again?
No. I activated Sci-Frame Gear Gamma.
Sure.
He ashed it. Ash Blossom Joy Spring.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So it just stays in my hand. Then you activate another fight, and I just ashed him right there. And he's like, it's only once per turn, isn't it?
That's nuts.
And he reads and goes, oh no. And he goes, yeah, that's good. I pull out the driver to show him I have the driver, and he's sitting there. He's looking at his hand, he's thinking, and goes, yeah, you got it. I literally can't do anything. Long story short, run Gamma. Just run Gamma.
Gamma's a good card.
It just ended his whole career, that one Gamma. It was,
All right, you want to talk just for a minute or two. How do you feel about Sprite and Tier Element coming out of this event?
So I never actually got to play against Sprite, but I got to see a lot of Sprite games going on around me and kind of listening and stuff. I don't think the deck is as powerful. It's a good deck, don't get me wrong. It is a very powerful deck, but I don't think it's as powerful as people were thinking it was going to be, and I think in the long run, Tier Elements is going to be the better deck. Not now. 6 months from now, we're going to be looking back and being
2.
6 months from now, we're going to be looking back and saying, yeah, Tier Elements was always the best deck. Especially once we get that Ishizu stuff.
Yeah, that's fair points. If I'm being honest,
I still have no idea what I'm supposed to do against Tier Element.
Just DD Crow everything. DD Crow and call by everything. So, here's my thing. I think Tier Elements is a better deck with a higher ceiling, but also a much higher skill cap.
Well,
I think Sprite just keeps doing the same lines more or less over and over.
Yeah, so it's
and
easy.
I'm not saying that there's not any complication, but
but it's really easy to predict where they're going to go
based off what they have. For example, my opponent at one point went normal, jet, special blue, and if you're doing that, then I assume you don't have anything like a diva or anything like that. You kind of need them to resolve. I flip blackout.
Pop them both.
Immediately. They've already used their normal. If they don't have the starter, they don't have the starter. And I immediately... They end their turn there.
Yeah, if you do that, then... Especially if you have an Ashen hand...
Yeah.
That means they have to have start... That means that their hand will have to have been jet, blue, starter, called by. For them to get to play at all.
Yeah, it's crazy. But... What's even crazier is that they're capable of drawing those hands.
Yeah.
So...
But you put them on, you better have it.
I think it's a good deck. I really think it's a very good deck. It's tier 1.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's the best deck in the game right now. I think that we have a very different game from what the OCG had when this released. They were coming fresh out of a ban list, things like that. I don't think that Sprite will see 97% representation at Top Cut, but it's pretty indicative when both Sprite and Tier Limit represent 20 to 25 to 30% of Top Cut at the regionals throughout the weekend. They're just good decks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, then for as far as Tier Element goes, I got no idea what they got going on. But all I know is that their inboards will differ from game to game based on what they mill.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the one Tier Element player, in the first game that I played against, the first game he put out Draco Stapelia, and that was really about it.
The weakest negate ever.
Yeah. With some back row and past. It was the Meta Noise.
Right.
And then he Meta Noised into Kit Kalos, and I was like, okay, cool, that's whatever. Kit Kalos did its thing. I don't really know what it did. But I was just kind of sitting there staring at the Draco Stapelia I actually can't play around the Draco Stapelia with this hand.
Right.
Because I opened Blue Tang.
Okay. let's do some mailbag questions real quick. So, zoom up a little bit.
Woo! Mailbag, it's mailbag time.
Do you feel we have enough going second options in the current game? I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, we got plenty.
After the regional, do you feel going second board breakers are needed for this format, or is it more of a draw two hand traps?
Both.
Depends on the deck. I would say, personally, I was drawing droplets plus two hand traps all day, because droplets is crazy.
I was unlucky in that a lot of my games, I didn't draw a single hand trap.
Wow.
Or board breakers. So if you don't draw either one, you're kind of, it's not your game. Just move on to game.
You're up a creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
All right. Best Studio Ghibli movie. I'm saying Howl's Moving Castle.
I'm saying Spirited Away.
Fair. Favorite part of the regional trip? Honestly, getting my invite, but also maybe just the food.
Oh, for me it was the pickups. I got some good. I ended up picking up some good stuff.
That's fair. I got some cool stuff too. Do you think this Dark World structure deck will be more than a tier 2 deck? Yes, I think it'll be very good. I don't know if it's tier 1 good, but I think it'll be very competitive.
I think it'll be like either bottom of the like very bottom of the barrel tier 1 or like the top of tier 2.
Yes. Is it worth getting? For sure, without a doubt.
Oh, definitely.
If nothing else, you'll just have all the danger cards in there, and that'll be worth something.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Would benefit from printing cards in multiple rarities in the same set? Other TCGs print common versions along with high rarity versions. Yeah, I think there would absolutely be a benefit.
Absolutely. That would be lovely.
Yeah, I'm with it. So, people just out here asking questions to push my buttons. Oh. All right. What was your childhood dream job that you envisioned having when you would get asked, what do you want to be when you get older? Mine was firefighter.
Depends on how old I was.
That's fair.
At 5, Batman.
Yeah.
At 8, video game developer.
Of course. Do you think the... What? Oh, no, I'm not asking that question. That's too deep for this.
Fair.
All right. Top 5 restaurants to visit if you go to a Louisiana event? Honestly, it's just so hard to say because so much of Louisiana is spread out. If something like that were to happen, it would all be in New Orleans, which is 4.5 hours away.
Yeah, I don't know enough about New Orleans.
Yeah. What band, past or present, would you travel anywhere to see? What songs do you want to hear? Anything?
Not really. Unfortunately, no.
I would love to see the Beatles. I would love to see the Doors. I would love to see old Black Sabbath. I would really like to see Queen live. I would love to see 21 Pilots.
I think they mean bands like right now.
Past or present.
Oh, fair enough.
So,
I guess I missed the part.
Yeah.
Like, not really for me.
I would love to see Queen.
My biggest issue is I don't like crowds.
Yeah, I don't love crowds either, honestly. But
So
if I get to go see Queen live or 21 Pilots or Mac Miller's a great choice there. I would do it definitely. So
I'd probably do Gorillas.
That's fair. The Gorillas are very cool. All right. Well, I think that'll wrap us up for today's episode of the podcast. Be sure, like I said, to check out all of our affiliate links down below. Be sure to join our Discord. We have Remote Duel Locals every Thursday around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And just thank you all so much for listening to today's episode of the podcast. Until next time, have a great week, everybody.
Take care, everybody.